Hi, it's Artemy. You can also call me Art, and you can find me at CU Artist pretty much everywhere. It's day 50. We are halfway through. Ah! On the one hand, I am still pretty determined of finishing this, but on the other hand, was not 100% sure that I would make it this far. So, hooray! Today I wanted to talk about more kind of balancing things. A couple days ago, I was talking about, making sure that I am having a good time with art because I'm not really being paid for it, at least comic work currently. And so I just kind of wanted to chat about that. Not just rehashing the same information, but, kind of balancing wanting to make art for a living and still not hating it. I have just heard so many things from people who make their hobby into a career that it can turn into something you really don't enjoy. So I am really trying to keep that in mind as I'm working and balance working hard and trying to have a successful art business career situation and also still having fun with it. I definitely do want to do art as a career. It is just kind of all consuming in my brain all the time, and it has been for a very long time. I'm at work and I'm like, wow, wish I could be drawing right now. And, someday I will hopefully be able to get there. But I am just having to do a lot of portfolio building kind of stuff in the meantime, and once that is set up, then I can hopefully build a solid enough foundation so that I can have that be my main focus. I think that one of the things that is going to be helpful in doing that is I have a lot of different artistic avenues that I want to go down. I've talked about really enjoying t-shirt design. I really like making logos, and clearly my comic is a big one, but I know that those are kind of difficult to make money with, at least pretty rare. Eventually I will be making a Patreon where I'm not sure what I will do there, but definitely putting up pages early will be something that I do. I really enjoy I've made stickers and stuff for Society 6 and Redbubble of the cats that are in my house, and those have actually sold with people who do not know them before. So I have plans of just doing a bunch of different drawings of dog breeds and putting them up there and having that just kind of be background income eventually, I hope. Because people who have a breed of dog usually really like that dog and will buy things about it. So I think having a cute little sticker of their dog breed would be something that people would be interested in. I have been doing some clothing modification. I got into the bleaching things. I had some black pants that were so staticky with hair, and so I bleached skeleton legs on them so it would at least kind of make it not just all black with my white cat hair on it, and they look so cool and I get so many compliments. I could definitely have an Etsy where I thrift pants and do that to them so it's not contributing to fast fashion nonsense, and it would be difficult, but I would just kind of try to have a limited stock of things, and I have made earrings before that I think are really fun to play with. More recently, I've been doing portrait commissions of people. I started doing portrait commissions of I would dog sit for family members and then draw their animals. And it was not a commission. I was just I'm gonna do this because I like your animals. But now I am doing more human commissions. So I did not originally think that would be something I really enjoyed. just because it can be so nerve-wracking to get somebody's likeness down well, but I ended up really liking it. Art is such a personal thing. It is truly like showing people how you see the world. And so like being able to like show somebody how you see them, I think can be really cool. Just like, I don't know, I enjoy it. So, showing people how you see them is just fun, I guess. Also, something that I think is fun with both, I've done it with pet and people portraits, is like sometimes you have a photo that is so close to being good, but there's just like a couple things that you want tweaked, and it is really nice to be able to artistically fix that. One of the dog portraits I did, I got a really cute picture of a dog I was sitting for, but it was just a little bit blurry, and so I just drew him instead because I thought it was such a cute picture and I wanted it to keep, but the blurriness was just making me a little bit sad. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it is fun to be able to just do a little bit of a tweak to a photo, make it yours a little bit, and make the person who wants that picture have a fonder memory of the image that might be just a little bit messy in the background or something. Anyway, that is to say, I have so many different ways of doing art in a way that I think is fun and can make me money. So I think having a bunch of different ways to be doing that will help it be less something that I dread. But I am just going to talk about an instance where I kind of did have absolutely no chill, and I think it was a smart move, but it also was kind of very stressful for a little bit. If you are familiar with comic YouTube, you might remember Rochella had a channel. It's still up, but things and stuff. She created kind of a challenge to make a trailer for your webcomic to try and get people who are doing webcomics more involved with YouTube, since it is pretty difficult to make money on Webtoon as a platform. And I followed her channel pretty regularly, so I knew in advance that that was happening, but I could not think of an idea to do for a long time, and I was still working on the actual comic itself, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that. And then about pretty much exactly a week before the due date, I was like, okay, I am just going to try and think of something, and if I cannot think of anything, then that'll be it. But if I do think of something, I will make it, and it'll be all good, and I'll submit it, and it'll be fine. I did end up coming up with an idea, and then I realized that I should have a place for people to pre-subscribe with Webtoon and Tapas. If you don't have an episode posted, you cannot have it be there for people to save already. So a lot of people end up doing like just putting up the cover of their comic as their first episode so that people can save in advance. That is not what I wanted to do, though. I had an idea for a little bit of making like a little comic as an advertisement to put on there, and so I realized I needed to create this whole mini comic to put up there, and so that meant I had to thumbnail and create that, and it was definitely pretty rushed. There's not a lot of shading and stuff, but I think it got the point across, and it made it so that it was pre-savable. And in order to do that, I had to have the thumbnails for the Webtoon page created. I already had my about written for a little bit, so I didn't have to work on that. But now I had creating a only 15-second video, but still doing art for a video takes time, even if it's not fully animated. I had to make a short little comic, I had to make thumbnails for the comic, and you have to have both a square and a taller thumbnail for those sites, so I had to do 2 different designs. And then I also realized that I needed to have my website up and running and functional enough so that the front page could redirect to those places easily, so that I could have a nice link to post with the video that people could hopefully follow. And I had a week to do it. So I did end up finishing all of those things while still having a pretty stressful week at work. I definitely, when life gets hectic, I throw myself into consuming or creating media, just a little bit of escapism for the me. But I also do just kind of like adrenaline a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes putting pressure on yourself to get something done can be good. But it also definitely was a decision to make for something that is free. But I do not regret doing it, because I did, talk to and meet some cool other comic artists who were involved with it. So I definitely think it was worthwhile. It was just a choice to make, considering my comic was not up yet, and I'm not getting paid for this. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I have very bonkers decisions that I make to do kind of marketing stuff, and it can be stressful. So trying to be relatively normal, though you could say this is also one of those things. But yeah, I don't know. Trying to balance the kind of grind lifestyle that you kind of have to do to become a content creator, and have your work seen and get some, hopefully, payment from doing all of that hard work, and also still having a good time with your art is something I am just trying to be mindful of, I guess. Yeah, I just really would love to be doing art all of the time, so sometimes I have to do some excessive things to try and get there, I suppose. I did realize, however, if art is my career that I am doing, I might have actual time to do some of my other hobbies as hobbies. I really enjoy baking and playing music, and those have kind of been on the back burner since I have a full-time job, and am kind of making art a full-time job also on the side. So, yeah, it is hopefully something I will be able to do. Also, I have problems, and I would also have fun baking for YouTube and possibly singing. I have not done, music covers and editing in so long, so who's to say with that? But I don't know. I also like to, go for hikes and stuff, so yeah, I don't know. Perhaps someday in the future I will be able to have a more diverse range of hobbies besides all comic all the time. But here we are. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you tomorrow.